question then, Scholes, because I'm a big believer that if your whole team is functioning really well, then it comes from the back in many ways. And you mentioned there that the Tottenham game, all of a sudden, we all saw the disaster that happened. And then you're saying that, right, and now you've got to put... Is that not compromising the whole team? Because there's no pace at the back, then that compromises, right, now we've got to play two sit midfield. That means there's one less attacking. That means this. That means now all of a sudden, now we're a counter-attacking team. So if you nail that... I mean, in your day, you had Yapstam, Rio... You had pace at the back that could defend one-on-one. Now there's no pace. Now it's compromising the whole setup.
It is, yeah, it's compromising everything, but I think the key word you used before was balance. The balance, they cannot get the balance right in the team. If they play one holding midfield player, they look like they're going to score goals, but they look like they're going to concede goals as well. And they look much more solid with the two holding midfield players, but then they don't look like they're going to score goals. I go back to my teams, our teams when we played, we always felt we could score goals at any point in the game. We gave chances away, and that's going to happen because as a midfield player for me, I never protected the back four. It was never my intention to do that. All I wanted to do was get forward, make goals for players, score goals, and Roy or whoever was next to me was probably the same. Defenders have to be trusted to defend, and you are going to give chances away, but as long as you've got in the team players that are capable of scoring goals, then I think you've got every chance of winning games.
Where do you stand on this? Midfielders not protecting centre.
No, I agree to a certain extent. Defenders, your responsibility is defend. I enjoyed being exposed at times, and
did you?
You can trust. I don't mind it being exposed if I believed my forwards were going to score goals. Then you're just like, okay, well, you're doing your job, and now it's me to do mine. So you kind of have to respect both roles in the team. And obviously, we touched on balance, but it's no coincidence that Sergio Aguero has been injured a lot, and David Silva's not there. Like, is it a coincidence that City are not scoring as many goals and David Silva's playing in Sociedad and they're top of the Liga? So obviously you're missing two great players, and obviously now that you're just not able to kind of get the ball forward as much and create as many chances.
Interesting.
Do you think either side actually did enough to win the game, or was a draw probably a fair reflection?
They probably had the bigger moments in open play. We had some big moments in corners. Harry had a few headers. Victor had a couple. Harry had one. So overall, probably a draw should be. Everyone should be happy with that.
Also, do you have to look at a draw as well in perspective, particularly off the back of midweek?
Well, it's a big disappointment and a big setback and a mental challenge for everyone when that happens to you. Of course, we knew today was going to be a big game, so everyone was up for it. But of course, the mental energy that you spend trying to recover from Tuesday night is high. So I thought the boys they deserve praise.
Do you think you looked more composed, particularly from the start of the game?
I thought we did well on the ball, and that was the reason behind some of the selections we did. We want the players out there that could alleviate the pressure with the ball, and I thought we did that well. We changed it slightly, maybe after half an hour. We got Scotty and Fred more on the ball with Harry and Victor, and some moments opened up for us.
So all in off the back of it, is the glass half full or half empty?
Always half full with me. So that's just the way you have to look at it. In my time against City, that's the best performance we've had. Not the best result, but it's the best performance.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Pep, stalemate, 0-0. What are your thoughts about the game?
0-0. They start well after we finished really good the first half. In the second half, except the boost for the maybe penalty and offside, and after we regain against the game, the first half we create 3-4 clear chances. We cannot expect to have many. A team like United, for the physicality they have, we are struggling a little bit. We're absent on goal. At the end is a good point. Will be a good point in the future.
Did you expect that sort of resolute display from United after what had happened to them in the week and what's happened to them in the last few weeks?
United is always a strong team, so it's Old Trafford, so the quality are there. So for the little details, they are out for the Champions League, we play to win the game, knowing that the quality that they have when they punish you when you let them run. So all the goals can score against West Ham, against Southampton, and is when they can run, and they are so dangerous. And we control them really well.
That's what the two managers think. In fact, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thinks since he took charge, it's United's best performance, not result, in the derby.
Yeah, that surprised me a little bit. I think you'd probably have a bad performance and win the game, as he's probably saying has happened in the past. And you have to remember, United at home, they should be the ones who are trying to create chances, trying to win the game, and you never really felt like they were the ones who came out to try and win it. It was more City who did all the pressing. Not all the pressing, okay, they created 2 or 3 chances, but they weren't special. United, a couple of half chances, like you said, from set pieces, a couple of bits and pieces, and it was more like an away performance, really. If that was at City's ground, yeah, acceptable. You come away 0-0, you take a point, of course you do. But when you're playing at Old Trafford, you expect to give a little bit more.
And is that perhaps why City look the happier? Because they're away today?
Possibly. They'll still be frustrated. I'm sure he's more frustrated with them not scoring and creating the chances. I think that coincides with, again, Aguero not being available. I feel Jesus does too much work outside the box and for the team, and he's not selfish enough in areas where you want your strikers to be. Again, yeah, happy with the result because you don't lose, but you want more from them games.
Michael?
Yeah, I think we've got to probably remember that both teams coming into the game aren't absolutely firing at their best at the moment. So I think you bear that in mind. You bear the pressure that was on Manchester United going out of the Champions League. So any result for them would have been a good result. And then obviously City, they're still trying to find the balance that we spoke about. They're not conceding goals now, but they're struggling to score them. And again, they probably had the best chance, but they didn't have a lot of chances today. So you've got 2 teams that are still trying to find their feet, still trying to get into their stride at the moment. And of course, the table there, 7th and 8th, probably suggests that as well.
OK, so 0-0 in Manchester. Next up, we've got a team that could go back.
Concentration, the thing today, the most important thing in a game like this.
Of course, against players like De Bruyne, Sterling, good players, you have to be focused the 90 minutes. So we did it today. I think we show our confidence in defence. I think the players, they play really good today, so I think we deserve a bit more.
United's defending was criticised in midweek in Germany. Was there a determination to show?
We could have won it, but I'm very happy with the attitude and the spirit and the recovery we've made from Tuesday night, because that's a big blow and a big setback, of course.
And people were critical of the defending.
David has made a fantastic save from Mahrez. Harry has made 2 great blocks from Sterling and De Bruyne, was it? Yeah. Probably. And the defending was great, I have to say. Stood up. We stuck together as a team, defended really well. They didn't create too many moments, and of course we wanted to score goals ourselves. We were close on a few corner kicks. Harry had a header, Scotty back post, could have tapped one in. Victor had a couple of headers, and I think Marcus has a couple of decent moments. So we could have won it, but it wasn't to be.